Welcome to PowerPoint Basics Lesson 5. In this lesson we will be adding slide transitions and text animation. Let's take a look at our sample slide here. Basically what I've done is I've created a new slide, and we have used under slide layout, basically we have the title and text, and I've given this particular slide the title of animations, and then I've added basically a list of instructions in a bulleted list style. What I'd like to do is show you a few things that you can do to jazz up your presentation a little bit. First of all, I'm going to go back to my main slide, and let's go to the design view, and I'm going to add a design template just to kind of pretty it up a little bit. Now I'm going to go to my second slide by clicking on it. And what I would like to do, let's say first of all, I would like to just animate this entire slide. One of the things that you can do is go up to the slideshow menu, and we can go to animation schemes. And we have over here on the right under slide design, you'll see animation schemes, descend, compress, various things. Let's just pick one here and see how it looks. I'm going to do a fade in one by one, and you'll notice that it gives you a sampling of what that is going to look like when you do your presentation. If you want to see your presentation full screen just like you would on the slideshow, just hit the slideshow button down here and it'll show you what it's going to look like. Okay? Now you'll notice that I'm having to click, and these things are coming in, these bullet points are coming in, fading in. Okay? So these are, I guess, popular types of animations that you'll see. Now, you can also do a little bit more manual animating, and that's something else I want to show you here. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit no animation, and when I go to slideshow you'll basically see everything's there. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at under the slideshow menu. You'll see custom animation. Alright, now I'm going to select in here under custom animation. Let's see, maybe I should. Okay, so let's go here and do an add effect. Let's say I want to add an effect. There's entrance, there's emphasis, motion paths. You can do a lot of things. Let's say I want to do an entrance and I want it to come in with a checkerboard pattern. Okay. Now you'll notice that each bullet point has a number beside it. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could change each one of these to be a separate. So let me click on the number 1 here. Over here on the right you'll see in the list the number 1 and a little bit of the text, and up here at the top you'll see how you want this to behave. So right now it's saying when you click your mouse in this presentation on click, it's going to do the checkerboard across at a very fast speed. So if I hit play, you'll see how that looks. Well, let's change that up a little bit. I'm going to click on the number 1 and I'm going to do a very slow on click. Okay. The second one here, or you can click on the number 2 here, you'll notice I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to change it to be a fly in. Okay. And you'll notice that it says on click. Now there's other options you have there. You can say with previous, after previous. Basically it's a timing issue. When you move from one slide to the other, it'll do the animation afterwards. Alright, let's take a look at number 3 here, and let's go for motion paths. I'm going to give it a nice little in from the left kind of thing here, and you can edit those motion paths if you want to. You can stretch them out or play with them a little bit if you'd like. You want to see how it looks, just hit the play button. Now, this is obviously a very distracting way of doing your presentations. I wouldn't recommend doing them this way, but any way you think is cool, fine with me. Alright, and so hopefully you get the idea as you can select down through the text. Now I could come up here to animations up here, and I could also add an effect to it. So I'm going to add an effect to it. An entrance, there's more effects. So I'm going to do some type of strips. Let's do a slideshow. Let's take a look at how this is going to look. Now you'll notice that you can manually add custom animations. For some reason, didn't come with clicks. So let's find out why that is. Okay, let's go back here to number 3, and I'm going to change this to another type of, maybe let's do blinds. And we notice we've got on click selected here, on click, and we've got an on click. So I'm going to do the slideshow. So if I click, you'll see our nice little slow animation. If I click again, there's our little slide up. And as I click, you can kind of see the different way these things look. Now, did you notice that animations came up at the end? Now what I'm going to do is, if you click over here, you can see where it says reorder. Now I'm going to, if you click on the animate, or the, I guess the text that you have in question, you can do a reorder. So I'm going to move this guy up the list to the very top. Now I'll make that number 1. And I'm also going to make this with previous. And let's take a look and see how that behaves. So you notice animations came up right away that time. It wasn't the last one to come up. Okay? So you can certainly play around with these things. Now, the last thing I would like to show you is slide transitions. What's it going to look like when I go from this slide to this slide? I tell you what, just for my peace of mind, I'm going to make these very similar to each other. Now you notice I can also hold the shift key down and click on all these if I want them to be the same, and then I can say on click, and I'm going to change this entrance to blinds, and that'll finish that off. Now I'm going to go up to our first slide and hit slideshow. Now this is what it's going to look like. When I click, animations comes up. When I click again, you'll see it comes in as blinds. Okay, and that's the last slide. Let's take a look at how do we change that transition between this first slide and that second slide. You notice it was just kind of a quick abrupt boom. There it was, another slide. If you go down here to the left corner, the bottom left corner, you'll see slide sorter view. Click on slide sorter view. One of the options that you get is slide transition. So let's click on slide transition. Now what they're saying right now is, here's the different transitions that you have, the speed of them. If you want to add a sound, you can. You can do a mouse click. Basically what that means is, to advance the slide, you have to click with your mouse. You can also do timing. If you'd rather do a timer and then the slideshow is kind of an automatic, that's probably more appropriate for when you're not speaking and you just want to do a little slideshow, maybe a picture show or something like that, and you can do timers instead of on mouse clicks. So I'm going to pick a slide transition here. Let's just go box in. Okay, let's slow it down a little bit, and then I'm going to click here for the slide transition. I'm going to box out, and let's just take a look at our slideshow. We click on the slideshow button, and you'll notice that it came to the slide that I had selected in slide sorter view. Okay, so that's one issue you got to remember. If you want to start from the beginning in slide sorter view, click on the first slide, and then let's try the slideshow again, and it comes up to our PowerPoint basics, and you notice we get that little eye-catching transition there. Once I click, you'll notice that it boxes out, and we've got the next slide, and then we have our custom animations that we put on for each bullet. That concludes our lesson 5, adding slide transitions and text animations.